Hi friends, we're going to read another story today. This story is called If Anything Ever Goes Wrong at the Zoo. The zoo is full of wild animals, animals that cannot be pets, and they're not supposed to live in our house. But this little girl loves going to the zoo, and she loves seeing all the wild animals. And she always says, if anything ever goes wrong at the zoo, you can bring the animals to my house. But one day, something does go wrong at the zoo, and all the animals have to stay at her house. Oh my goodness, are you ready to see what happens? Let's see. I have a story, what could it be? I have a story, what could it be? I have a story, what could it be? Sit right down and you will see. This story is called If Anything Ever Goes Wrong at the Zoo. Oh my goodness, let's see what it's about. Leslie and her mother went to the zoo every Saturday. That's Leslie and that's her mother, and they're going to the zoo. On Saturday, Leslie talked to Seth, the zebra keeper. Could I have a zebra? Asked Leslie. Oh no, said Seth. Zebras need to stay in the zoo, in their nice fenced yard. Well, said Leslie, I have a nice fenced yard. If anything ever goes wrong at the zoo, you can send all the zebras to my house. It's on the top of the hill. Thank you, said Seth. I'll remember that. Do you think the zebras should go stay at Leslie's house? Or should they stay in the zoo? I think they should stay in the zoo. They shouldn't go to Leslie's house. The next Saturday, Leslie talked to David, the monkey keeper. Could I have a monkey? Asked Leslie. Oh no, said David. Monkeys need lots of room to exercise. They need things to swing on, and they like lots of bananas. Monkeys must stay at the zoo. Well, said Leslie, I have a very large swing set, and we always have lots of bananas. If anything ever goes wrong at the zoo, you can send the monkeys to my house. Thank you, said David. I'll remember that. The next Saturday, Leslie watched the elephants. Could I have an elephant? Leslie asked Joanna, the elephant keeper. Oh no, she replied. You need a very large place to put an elephant. Well, said Leslie, I have a very large garage. If anything ever goes wrong at the zoo, you can send the elephants to my house. Thank you, said Joanna. I'll remember that. Should elephants live in your house, or should they live at the zoo? I think they should live at the zoo too. They shouldn't live at our house. They're too big. Every Saturday, Leslie invited another animal to her house, but none of them ever came. Look at all these animals. Do you think she wants a lion in her house? What about an alligator? Do you think she wants an alligator in her house? Oh no, I think those animals are too scary. Then one Saturday, it was too wet to go to the zoo. It had rained all day on Friday. On Saturday, it was still raining. Leslie looked out the window. The street looked like a river. Mom, asked Leslie, do houses float? No, houses don't float, Leslie's mother answered, but our house is on top of the hill. I don't think the water will come up that far. Mom, asked Leslie, is the zoo on a hill? No, said her mother, but I'm sure someone knows what to do if anything ever goes wrong at the zoo. Oh, yes, Leslie nodded. They know just what to do. It was still raining when Leslie and her mother went to bed. They had not been in bed long when, ding dong, the doorbell rang. Hurry, hurry, a voice called. Something's gone wrong at the zoo. Who do you think is at the door? Who do you think is there at the door? I don't know. Let's see who it is. Oh my goodness, look who's at the door. Leslie's mother opened the door and there was Seth, the zebra keeper, with 5 zebras. The zoo is flooding, Seth said. Is this Leslie's house? Why, yes it is, said Leslie's mother. Oh, thank you. And Seth put the zebras in the backyard. Oh my goodness, the zoo is flooding. That means that there's too much water and the zebras can't walk around. So they had to go to Leslie's house. How silly is that? Look, they're in her backyard. One of them is playing with a soccer ball. That's so silly. Then a truck pulled into the driveway. Joanna, the elephant keeper, rolled down the window and called through the rain, "Is this Leslie's house?" "Why, yes, it is," Leslie's mother called back. "How can we ever thank you?" Joanna shouted, and she put 3 elephants in the garage. Oh my goodness, now they're bringing elephants to Leslie's house. That's just too silly. When Leslie and her mother went back into the house, David was at the back door. "Is this the house where Leslie lives?" he asked. "Why, yes, it is," replied Leslie's mother. "I thought so. I saw the zebras," David said. "I put the monkeys on the swing set." "Thank you," he smiled, and then he was gone. Now the monkeys are playing on the swing set? That is too silly. All night long, animals came. There was a lion in the closet. An alligator splashed in the tub. Oh my goodness, how silly is that? Why are all the animals at Leslie's house? Why are they all there? Do you remember what Leslie said? Leslie said if anything ever goes wrong at the zoo, the animals could come to Leslie's house. But what do you think? Is this a good idea or a bad idea? I think you're right. I think it's a bad idea to have all these animals in her house. Goats nibbled on the bed pillows and ostriches raced down the hall. "They're very noisy house guests," said Leslie's mother. "Even worse than Mary Ellen," agreed Leslie. In the morning, the rain had stopped. The zookeepers came to take the animals back to the zoo. Look at all the animals. They're taking them back to the zoo. That's right. They're taking them back to the zoo where the animals belong because they can't live in Leslie's house. Seth was the last to arrive. He came to the front door. "Thank you, Leslie," he said. "I'm glad I remembered that if anything ever went wrong at the zoo, we could bring the animals to your house." He and the zebras followed the monkeys down the hill. There they go. Where are they going? They're going back to the zoo. Back to the zoo, right? They're going back to the zoo. "Leslie, did you invite all those animals to our house?" "Well, yes, Mom," admitted Leslie, "but only if anything ever went wrong at the zoo." "Well," said her mother, "the next time you invite friends home, would you check with me first? We wouldn't want anything to ever go wrong at our house." And Leslie promised. The end. Can you believe all those animals came to visit Leslie at her house? What do you think you would do if all those animals came to visit you at your house? Do you have space in your backyard for a zebra or for a monkey? Do you have space in your garage for an elephant? What do you think? Do you think you could put an alligator in your tub or a lion in your closet? I don't think so. I think those animals are too big and too scary. and I think that we should only have pets in our house. I'll be back to read a story with you again real soon.